Good afternoon, lads, and today we're going to take a look at the developments and what developments are. Well, developments are the unfolding of an object. So when we get any three-dimensional box or crate or package, that has to have started life as a flat object and then enveloped around to something three-dimensional. The first one we're going to take a look at is the dice. And you can see every dice has six sides. And just as a little matter of interest, the opposite sides in a dice always add up to seven. So when you look at that there, the opposite one to six would be one here, the opposite one to five would be two, and the opposite one from three would be four. And you can kind of see that there when we develop it out a bit. Three and four, five and two, six and one. So I'll just come back on that there for a second because I didn't mean to go on to it. The development and a dice. Oh god damn it! Sorry what the hell happened there. Sorry lads, I'm going to come back on that. Oh, a dice can be developed in 11 different ways. There are 11 different variations of that, and that's often there on IQ tests. They show you a developed object of a dice and say which one actually works. Okay, so you take a look at that. Anyway, we'll move on a little bit there. A cylinder. A cylinder is, in a developed format, is a rectangle. So you take your little Pringles tin here. The development of the label for that is a rectangle. The height of the rectangle is the height of the cylinder, and the length of the rectangle is the circumference of the circle. It's the circumference of that circle. And what we usually do is divide it into 12, and we did that a few weeks ago. We divided a circle into 12 and step off 12 divisions. So that little division there is equivalent to that, and the length of that is 12 of those. In other words, the circumference. Development of a cone then is a fan-shaped one. We've all eaten cones, we all experience of cones. So in this situation, it's a fan shape like this. We divide our circle into 12 equal divisions. We take that length, okay, as a radius, scribe off our arc, and mark this off 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And that's the development of that. So let's move on a little bit. So, and I go to move on here. She'll move on for me. There we go. Now, we're going to take a look at the dice. Now, this sheet I set up for an A3 size sheet. We're using A4, so I'm saying to change those dimensions to half what they are. So it's 25 by 25 instead of 50 by 50. So if you come down 35 and in 10, we'll say, you'll be able to draw our elevation. So remember what the opposite sides always adding up to 7. So you have those. Now, what I want to do, there's a little three-dimensional isometric of it. So if you come up 5 millimeters there, we can draw that later on actually. I prefer to draw that at the end of the development. Okay, there's that. But the little isometric, so 30 degrees, and all of those lengths and widths are 25. So let's just draw that now. So the elevation and plan. As I said, it's marked 50, but we're saying 25 because of the A4 size sheet. So we come down 10 millimeters and draw that 25 by 25. So the elevation and plan and the end view are all going to be the same. Okay. However, when I'm looking down at that, I'm not going to see 5. I'm going to see some other one of those. And I think if we put it 6, and that should be grand. So there's the elevation and the plan. Two different colors. We could draw an end view if we want to do that, but let's just draw that. Okay, so we'll unfold it. So all of the sides are going to be 25 by 25. We have 6 sides, so we're drawing 6 squares, 25 by 25. Okay, a little note there that if I'm folding any line, I put a dashed line. If I'm not folding, it's a solid line. Okay, so let's just go with that now. We'll start off with one side, and that's 1, and that's the one opposite 6 there. Okay, it's the one below, just below that there. So there's 25 by 25, and that's the first dot. Okay, so we come out here 25 by 25 again. We put the 3 there. That'll indicate that. 25, 25. And again, note the dotted line for the fold lines. So that's 4 of the 6 sides. So what are we going to do? That folds up, so remember opposite sides must equal to 7, so 4 and 3 will be opposite, and 6 will be opposite 1 when you fold it out. So then here you need to go 25 and 25, or rotate those up. Use your compass needle here and rotate that up. And 25 and 25 is there. And you have it again. So that's the surface development of the dice, and you have the little three-dimensional one, which I think would be nice to draw as well, as just to get us into that. And we can colour those in if we want. But a few dimensions to note, they're 25. So if you come down 35 and then 10, you'll be able to draw the elevation. 10 between the elevation and plan, draw the plan, and start coming in here. Maybe, I don't know if you want to, maybe if you come over 10 millimeters here, and then 25, 25, 25, 25. Okay, and you can just line it up with that plan there, and there you have that. And then we can draw our three-dimensional one down here, come up maybe 5 millimeters, 25 cubed, and draw in that. Okay, so that is our first exercise. Let's take a look at this Barry's T one. This is an exam question, so let's take a look at that. So we want to draw an elevation, we want to draw a plan, and we draw a surface development. In this case, we're going to have the dimensions again to make it fit in. So we have our dimensions there on that. It's length 185, width 130, and height 60. So I'm going to make that 65. I'm going to make that 90, we'll say. And I'll make that 30. So drawing the elevation, that will be 90, 30. We'd have the dimensions there. Here's our elevation. Okay, here's our elevation. Here's our plan, project down from it. That's down 65. There for our plan, halving those dimensions like that. And let's draw our development. So again, we'll start with the base of that box. So it's 90 long and 65 high. I can just by projecting across there, I'll get that. There's our base. So now we have the rear, the back portion of it. We have the right side, the left side, the front, and the lid, which is the top. 6 sides again. So I'll come out that length. So we know that's going to be 30, and that's going to be 30. And I'll draw those. So those are 30 out like that. Then that's our left side and our right side. So let's come off, and the rear portion of it is also going to be 30. So I could just project that up like that and draw that. Because when they fold around, that point should hit that point should hit that. What length should this be? Well, this is the top. So it has to be 65. That has to be 65 there for the lid. Okay, and finally the front portion of it has to be 30 long, 65 by 65. There's your front. So that side folds up here, this side folds up here, that side folds up the front of it, that goes up the back, and the lid passes over. And there's that. Now you needn't worry about putting in the details there, but that's the development of the Barry's T. So that's our 2 exercises, lads, and I'll let you work on those, and I'll come back to you later on. Take care.